Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Chase. Not gonna lie, I don't have like very high motivation to make a video at the moment because I don't feel like there's a ton going on. But I said I was gonna make one yesterday, and then I waited for FOMC minutes, and nothing really resolved from that either. So just gonna get something out there, just because I said I was going to. And yeah, we'll go through things fairly quickly. I haven't looked over any of these charts too much today. The only thing I tried to do today was take a scalp long off of this 15-minute on ES here from yesterday's low. It didn't sweep liquidity, so it came all the way up to here and it didn't hit target. And then I had break-even stop, so I just exited break-even because I figured, my entry was here. I was playing it to this liquidity. And this sort of goes hand in hand with what I've been saying, is that everything's getting a lot tighter. I made a tweet this morning that I haven't traded in a couple days. And the reason I hadn't traded in a couple days is because, it's simple. Look at Bitcoin. You literally have nothing going on for weeks, if not months, or whatever you want to say. This price action in here is, I don't want to say untradeable because I think everything is tradable to a degree. But, look at this 4-hour chart right here, compared to if you were to take, even ES's 4-hour chart, right? At least like this looks clean, right? Whereas if you look at this on Bitcoin, this a lot of wicks, a lot of chop. So I'm still leaning. Look at these clean candles, right? So I'm still leaning towards trading ES for the most part. Tried that scalp this morning, didn't play out. Like I said, I was actually this afternoon. Break evened it, but point being is, look at ES now. It's starting to develop a tight range as well. We're not getting, that much clean price action in here. I take this trade, right? Sweep. So you sweep, you reclaim, right? So obviously this is more of a deviation than a sweep, but long deviation, you reclaim. You can't even come up and sweep a liquidity level here. So to me, the price action is getting a little more sloppy on all these pairs, or assets, whatever you want to say. I guess pairs is really like BTC, X, what and whatnot. But the price action is getting a little more sloppy, so I'm a tad bit unmotivated. But we'll get into it real quick. So take a sip of water. Bitcoin daily. I don't see much here. We're immediately just going to even go out even more. We're just going to go look at the monthly. I've been saying it. I think this still comes down. If you know Bitcoin, you know that it usually likes to run the impulse low. I used to always long the origin of impulse, right? So, and of course our colors are going to be a little off from the other chart. We'll flip them back when we go to the other chart. But typically, it likes to, I used to long the impulse, right? So this is the origin of impulse here, of the up move. I used to long the impulse, but what I've realized over the past year or two is that Bitcoin really loves to sweep impulses. Sweeps the impulse, reclaim, and that's where we come up. My 2023 or 2024, who knows, 2025 target is really just this liquidity up here. So that's my game plan, is to watch for a sweep of this. This is a buy right in here, whichever way you put it. Even this might be a buy if this gets front run. Obviously we have to see what local PA presents us down here. But point being, we get price in here, looking to buy, looking to play it towards whatever this high is around here, 25. We go for this 25K liquidity up here, okay? That's my longer term play on Bitcoin. In terms of shorter term plays, I think I just sort of said my thoughts. I think it's choppy. I don't think that it's worth trading on an intraday basis. Just look at these candles, right? I think if you want to put your time into something on intraday, that you move over to ES for the meantime. And as I always say, shout out to the sponsor. It's not the reason I push ES, by the way. I just want to make that very clear. I wouldn't push something because of a sponsor. I think you can look at this and you can clearly say that this price action is, way cleaner than this price action. You see tons of wicks, very small bodies, whereas over here you actually get data to work with, large bodies, clean sweeps, right? I mean, all you got to do is pull up a 4-hour chart or something, a 1-hour chart, and you're going to see tons of sweeps all over the place. Sweep here, short, sweep here, long, and you know, you typically, obviously I'm cherry picking, right? But even if, you know, a little sweep there, little bounce, break back down below, maybe this flips to resistance, but we'll get into analysis. But yeah, that's how I see it right now. I think, you know, Prime XPT, they offer ES. Also go over to the Everything About ES video if you want to learn more about ES. I think that's the place to be at the moment. Either that or, you know, I heard Forex is doing well. I'm not a trader of Forex. A lot of people ask me, but I'm more than comfortable with ES at the moment, so that's where I stay. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Moving into Tesla, because this is something we recently talked about. I told you guys what would happen last week. I said, you know, don't be surprised if we sweep this 110 and we get a little bounce, okay? And that's basically exactly what happened. And then it retraced down, made a new low, as I expected. This is, if you go and look at last video, you'll see this drawing played out, you know, pretty much as I thought it would. Now, whether it's going to keep, you know, pushing sort of bounces and then new lows, we'll see. But ultimately here, what my game plan is to either watch for a shift in market structure in the green, so that looks like this. We're just making, man, okay, this is really getting annoying. I gotta figure out a solution to this. I'm just gonna have to pick one chart scheme and stick with it, but I like having my ES as the dark theme, because it's right when I typically wake up, I'm looking at that, and I don't like these bright themes. Yeah, whatever. So we're looking for a shift in market structure in green, which means a low, you know, lower high, lower low, and then we come up, we break that, right? We break the high of the previous low, and then at that point, you know, you can either fib this out, this leg, or you look for a retest here, or you could look for a push below and a retest back right there. You know, there's multiple ways to play it. At that point, you have to look for, you know, local PA. If you're really just a beginner, go to the a simple trading setup, a gift from me to you, a trading setup. You can also find it in my link tree. It's called a simple trading setup. The link tree is on my Twitter bio, and that'll show you just a simple trade setup where you break market structure, you get long here, stop below there, and there's your trade, right? Outside of that, I still do think that Tesla could maybe sweep these equal lows. A sweep of these equal lows right here would trigger for me to look for some calls to probably eventually fill back up into here, sweep this, get down into maybe the 90s, get the stops below 100, right? People are going to have their stop losses below that round number of 100. Get the stop losses, come back up and squeeze the shorts up to maybe 160s, maybe 150s, like right around here somewhere. Yeah, probably somewhere around 150 would be my call. That's probably how I'd play it. Okay, and that's Tesla. Looking at ES, clear off the chart. I've still been waiting for us to make a move up into here, and we've yet to do it. I don't know. This is not looking that great anymore. When it had originally swept this low and bounced here, sort of like a triple tap, and then it broke market structure to the upside, which was here. Where was it? Oh yeah, we had this downtrending, right? Sort of, it's not like the cleanest, right? But if you drew it like this, and obviously I'm sort of cherry picking here, but look, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, sort of breaks here, and you could see the buying pressure on these. It tried to break out and it failed, and I thought it was going to move up here, and immediately when it didn't move up here, this is when I sort of lost a bit of interest in local trading right here. That's why I said I haven't taken trade in a few days, because I think it got sloppy at that point. Would have been clean if it just moved up into here, you know, sweep some of this shit, deviation, rejection, boom, that would have been great. But we didn't get that, and now we're sort of just getting sloppy, range-bound PA. Again, cleaner than Bitcoin, cleaner than some other assets I've looked at, but nonetheless still pretty sloppy. So if I was just looking at the daily here, I still think a move into here, I watch for a deviation of a short. When looking to the downside here, if this was to break down in a clean way, first liquidity I see is here. Change these colors again. First major liquidity I see is here. We can also watch this local low, right? Because now we've had a good amount of consolidation to the point where this local low sort of has meaning to me now. Typically depends on how much consolidation, right? Like if this day just completed and then the very next day swept it, that might be good for, you know, an intraday move, an intraday bounce or something. But typically the longer the consolidation in here, right? If you get a sweep later, well, there's sort of more value to that because there's a lot of stops built up in here. So traders get long, they get long, they get long. Everyone puts their stop below here. Price comes down, stops everybody out. All the, you know, the big whales and the big players, they get their fills there. I've explained this in, I think, the liquidity and daily time frame video. But to explain it again, what happens is that everybody gets long in here. They all put their stop loss below the low. The big player needs all those stop losses because what happens when the long gets stopped out, what do they have to do? They're forced into selling. They're forced sellers, right? So they're all selling. And the whale is just eating them all up with his bids. So those are just his bids. He's bidding, and they're getting stopped out all into his bids. And it reverses, leaves all the longers stopped out. Big player gets their bids filled, and price moves up into the inefficiency right there. Okay? So we watch for that either at this local low or we watch at this low. And we see the reaction to those levels, potentially looking to move up into the inefficiency. And that's mostly my plan. So we covered Bitcoin, we covered Tesla, we covered ES. In general, you know, I hope everybody enjoyed their holidays and whatnot. And I think that the markets are a little slow. Typically, the volatility returns more towards the end of the month. Hope everyone is doing well. If you found this video informative, please like and retweet on Twitter, leave a comment. All that stuff helps me a lot. Sign up, deposit the Prime XBT. That's very helpful to me as well. Yeah, hope you guys all have a great week, and we'll talk again soon. Peace out.